All right, everyone, good morning. So we've got about 30 minutes to the bell. Nothing really going on too much pre-market this morning that I've at least seen that I thought looked good. However, we've got the Coinbase IPO today. So, I like to trade IPOs, especially when they're kind of hyped up, and I think this one is, it fits the bill. A lot of people are excited about it. The reference price was $250 by NASDAQ, and we're wondering about maybe a $350 open, somewhere around there. So generally, the way I look at trading something like an IPO is a dip and rip type of strategy. It's kind of the same as trading a stock that's just resumed from a halt, where it all of a sudden starts trading, dips for just a second, and then rips back up. So that's kind of, that's generally my approach. That's what I've done on a lot of IPOs this year, or last year, whatever it was. We got a good one on Airbnb, DoorDash. I don't remember even. Was that earlier this year or was it the end of last year? I don't even remember now. I think it was, but in any case, that's kind of the idea. So it's going to have a lot of people watching it, not just sort of active day traders, but also people that are in the crypto space. So I don't know. I think that one's definitely one to keep an eye on. Someone had asked me earlier kind of, what my long-term thoughts are on it. And I really don't have long-term, I'm not a buy and hold type of person for my day trading. Obviously, I'm day trading, so I'm get in and get out. It's just never been my approach to buy and hold. And, there are some IPOs, what often happens with IPOs is that they open and they might be strong for a couple days and then they sell off for a period of time. You also have to be very mindful of the fact that insiders will at a certain point sell shares. There's usually a lockout period where they cannot sell, and I haven't actually researched Coin. I don't know if anyone knows what the lockout period is for insiders on Coin. There have been some IPOs where there's no lockout. So Fred says there's no lockout. Brian also seconds no lockout. So, So it's right. Okay. So it's a direct listing. It's a little different than an IPO. I mean, right. Okay. So that could be a little bit of an issue. We may see, because there's no lockout period, we may see selling right as it begins trading. I mean, insiders are going to take it as an opportunity to sell. We'll see. Of course, there's also those who want to buy, and so we may see opportunities there for long trade. So in any case, we don't know exactly when it's going to start trading. It's scheduled to start trading today, but that could be, and it may start trading today. Well, I'm 99% sure it'll start trading today, but it could be at 10 a.m. It could be at 11. It could be at 1. It could be at 2. There will likely be delays. We'll kind of just be sitting here with the coin symbol up and the level 2 up, just waiting for it to begin trading. So all of a sudden, tons of volume is going to flow through. It's going to start trading, and just like that, we'll be watching it. So that's that. But it does, to me, make a difference that there's no lockout, because this could just be the opportunity where insiders who have held for a long time cash out. That would make sense. That's what a lot of people would do. So there will be selling, and that's what it'll be caused by. But there's obviously people that are going to want to buy it, so we'll see what happens. Okay, so let's see. We may look at, and I also just sort of as one more note, the market has been irrationally strong. I mean, given the GameStop momentum, I sort of feel like the Coinbase buyers could be similar to GameStop buyers, and that could just be because I sort of associate that younger crowd with also being into Bitcoin, maybe a bit more than I am, but I don't know. It makes me think that we may see that some of that irrational strength, but that could just be a perception that I have that's not the case at all. So we'll see what happens. But like I said, dip and rip is probably what I would be looking at. As a reminder, as always, day trading is risky. Most beginner traders lose money. The strategies that I trade are aggressive. I have a higher risk tolerance probably than most. And so you should certainly be mindful of that and trade in a simulator. Trading IPOs, whether it's a direct offering or an IPO, they're so volatile, it's very risky. It's not for beginners, and it's also not for traders who don't have the software to be able to capitalize on the very quick moves. Because very, very rapidly we could see, a 5-point squeeze and then a 10-point drop. And if you're not able to execute orders, you're just a second behind. It could be bad. So, yeah, I don't know. I think that we'll have to see. We'll have to see what it does, but could be a little dip and rip, but also I don't know if to be honest, I don't know exactly how it works. If you were an employee at Coinbase and you got shares, what broker are they with? Are they with one of these brokers like like Trans-America or something, where you have to call them and say, hey, sell my shares? Because if that's the case, then they're not going to be selling the second it starts trading. It's going to take them some time. Are their shares already kind of sitting in an account? I'm not really sure, because I'm not on that side of the table, so I don't really know exactly how it works and whether or not they are in a position to be selling within the minutes of trading beginning, or if it's going to take them some time to make calls and maybe a couple days to get them transferred or to see what they are, and things like that. So let's see. Thank you guys on YouTube and Facebook for tuning in for the morning show. We host the morning show here every morning between 8:30 to 9:30, somewhere during that time I go live. All right, so since coin is going to be kind of a later morning trade, it's not going to be a pre-market trade, it's not going to be a gap and go trade. We're going to put that one aside for right now, and let's look at the gap scanner. So our gap scanner is showing us that the leading gapper is up only 33%. 33% is not a big gap, and it doesn't look that great right now. It went from 250 up to 340, then back down to 270. Now it's above the VWAP at 294. I just don't know that this is particularly interesting right here. It's 22 million share float. It's just, I don't know. I don't see it. Second gapper, DISCB, Discovery, Inc. It's got less than 3,000 shares of volume. So, okay, it's up 22%. Is there news? I don't see any news. What does the chart look like? All I see are two little blips. All right, next one down, UTSI. UTSI $1.79, that's a little too cheap. I don't really like below $2. So I look at the chart. I can see it's already selling off a bit. There is some news on it, but I don't really like the price or the chart. So that one is off the list. BTBT. Now this is a crypto Bitcoin stock, but it is selling off. So nothing there. LBPH. What's this one? Another one on light volume, hit a high of 18, sold off to 13. However, is a somewhat recent IPO with blue sky above 18.95. Interesting. So what's the headline? Let's see. Again, though, only 10,000 shares of volume. But let's see what the headline is. Let's see. So covered by Citigroup, earns a buy rating. Buy rating of $27. Interesting. Okay. So the quiet period, so this is the lockout, will end on April 21st. So you have another week, one more week, where the 5 million shares, so 5 million share IPO, okay, where the insiders, underwriters are restricted. Oh, wait. Okay. Restricted from issuing any research reports. So, you know, this is a thing with when you have an IPO, you not only have the company who, of course, wants the stock price to stay up, but you have the underwriters who want the stock price to stay up as well. In the case of Coin, they don't have an underwriter because they're a direct offering. Interesting. So this one, LBPH, you know, it's a hard maybe. It doesn't have enough volume right now. If it gets more volume and it gets above, it starts to look like it's going to get back above 18, 19, maybe, but I don't see that happening right now, but maybe. All right, next one down, MBRX. Okay, I'm just looking at all of these leading gappers. So some of them have light volume, but I'm looking at them anyway. So MBRX, let's see, high is 423. I don't like the chart. What I don't like about the chart are these big red days. It has a history of gapping and fading. TV. No. Next one down, GLSI. So GLSI, you know, we've had some opportunities on this one. Golly, though, look at that drop. 3 days from a high of 69 all the way back down to a low of 34. Ugh. I don't like seeing that kind of drop. All right, CUEN. Remember, it only takes one. It just takes one that looks good. One good trade a day. That's all it takes. By the way, we've got a new student who's in the 50K club, Blaine. a member since May. So coming up on 1 year, not bad. We also have a member who committed to tattoo their entire lower leg, dedicated to warrior trading as soon as they get into the 100K club. So that's your news for today. He even offered to get a tattoo of my face on his leg. So we've got about 12 minutes to the bell. As a reminder, my results are not typical. Those who are in the 50K, 100K club, their results are not typical either. As you probably have heard me say before, most beginner traders lose money. You can see the disclaimer on the very bottom of the video. I'll put it up again here though. Trading is risky. Last week was tough for me. I had a $30,000 red day on Wednesday. Yesterday, I went from up $4,000 to down $4,000. So I finished down $4,000 yesterday. And although I had some temptation to try to recoup those losses with some afternoon trading, I remind myself that being down 4,000 for me is negligible. It's like that's not even one good trade. That's less than one good trade. One good trade at this point would be probably $10,000. So it's like, why struggle to try to make back $4,000 on a day when the market clearly is not that hot? Just so what? It's so easy to get bent out of shape and think, I need to be green today. I need to be green today. Sure, we'd all love to be green every single day. It makes us feel better about ourselves. But, that's not the reality of day trading. The reality is, at best, you'll probably be green 4 out of 5 days and red 1 out of 5 days. So you better get good at losing because it's going to happen a lot. Being a successful trader is about being good at losing. Lose gracefully, take the losses quickly before they get really big, and live to trade another day. So here's my equity curve for you. So this is the last, this is the last couple weeks. You see things have slowed down a little bit. I had some really big green days, pretty big at the beginning of March. Things have just the market has slowed down a little bit. It's the ebb and the flow. But if we look at any long period of time, you'll see those sort of waves go up and down, up and down. So keeping a loss like that, I can easily recover from it. So sitting up here, kind of just under my high of all time. These are literally all-time highs for me, right up here. If we just look at the month of April, I'm probably only up 50,000 for the month of April. 58,000, 48,000. So after fees and commissions. So, I really haven't made a lot this month. And this is where I got my afternoon trading, my reminder not to do it. So it's been a little bit of a choppy month, but that's not unusual for me. I had 2 months last year, maybe it was even 3, that were either break even or red. But there we go. So now I got green on Mondays. I'm up $2,800 trading every Monday so far this year. Every Monday so far this year, all I have to show for it is $2,800. So I could start taking Mondays off. But Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays are good. And today is a Wednesday. This has been my year. It's kind of like went red on the year, 160,000, green, gave back half, and then started this, basically since February, been really trying to be dialed in and take it slow. And this may just sort of flatline here for a little while, hopefully still mostly going up, as long as I can avoid any big losses. Small drawdowns like this are okay. And then just waiting for that next really nice trade, that next stock that goes crazy. Something that I said yesterday, which I would still stand behind today, is that, because I said yesterday, I was like, I think I want to go on vacation. This is kind of, I think that's just, it's just not a lot of fun to sit here when the market's just like watching paint dry. It's dead. It's not a lot of fun. But the problem is, what I think is probably going to happen is we're going to have days like yesterday and Monday where it's just dead. And then you'll have a day where just all of a sudden a stock, everything is dead except for one stock, and it goes up like 400%. And you look at the end of the day and you're like, where'd that come from? It doesn't even make sense. And what happened was it started to pop up, and all of a sudden everyone spotted this one opportunity for a big trade, and everyone kind of jumps in it. It just, that collective trading mentality. Traders all around the world just, oh, this is the one, jump on it. And then all of a sudden you've got a short squeeze on your hand, and off it goes. And then the next day you're sitting there looking at the gap scanner, and that stock faded, it didn't hold up, it's not good for continuation, nothing else looks good, and you're like, oh man. So it was hot yesterday, kind of, on one stock. I come back, there's nothing. And maybe there's another 2 days of nothing. And then all of a sudden, again, you have this sort of random stock that pops up, becomes a center of attention, everyone's focusing on it, gives you a lot of opportunities, and then dies. And that's sort of the beginning of the market heating back up, because those type of stocks that make those moves are certainly going to make short sellers a little bit more conservative on shorting anything that pops up. People are going to be thinking, wait, hold on, let me just wait for extra confirmation. And long traders are going to start to get a little more aggressive, jumping on the next thing that starts to move. And that's how that kind of, how it sort of, the momentum starts to shift. So when you have a period where you don't have a lot of momentum, it just takes a little bit for it to start to pick up. And so that's kind of what we're looking at, I think, here. So I probably won't just go away for 2 weeks or whatever, but I'll probably be, you can expect that I'm going to be trading less right now. And if it just so happens that those big moves are at like 2 to 4 p.m. or after hours, I'm just going to miss them. There's nothing I can do about that. So I'll do the morning show, and if there's anything that looks good, I'll trade it. If not, I'm just going to kind of shut it down and be patient and just relax, knowing that my energy is sort of, it's better to wait for the hot markets to come back. You know what I mean? I was thinking about The Deadliest Catch, the TV show, and they have a season. They have a season where they fish, right? Well, for certain species of crab. And so in that little window, they have to just, go. Now, if it was a fishery that you could just fish like all year round, let's say you're trying to catch salmon, there's a window where salmon is running. And, in that window, you can catch a lot. And then when they're not running, you could dip your net in every single day for the next, 8 weeks. You're not going to get anything. So does it really make sense to keep expending your energy in that way? And I think right now we're in that market where, there's no salmon. There's nothing happening. So continue to dip your net back in. Continue to try to catch. There's nothing to be caught. There's just nothing here right now. And so it's better if, you have opportunities to go back and review previous trades or study, or there's other things that you can do that generate some type of revenue or income or whatever the case is. Those are all good uses of time right now. And practicing a simulator is a fine use of time as well. That's okay. But trading with real money, you're putting, real money on the line. You're taking real risk. So that's where you've got to be really cautious. So, again, like I said, today We've only got 3 minutes to the bell, and I just don't see anything at the moment that looks good. But let's go back to the top of the gap scanner and go back down again. All right, so GALT, G-A-L-T, D-I-S-C-B. I don't even know what to say on that. TV. So TV is moving a little bit higher. 68,000 shares of volume. It's a 500 million share float. ALIM. 9 a.m. news. So popped up to a high of 1350. Not much volume on this. I don't know if I saw this one earlier. 2 minutes to the bell. Tomorrow is Thankful Thursday. So tomorrow I will be donating 100% of my profits to charity. I didn't decide to do this month because I thought this month was going to be slow. I thought this would be a fine month. This will be the third Thursday. I've donated $37,000 so far this month to charity. I'm up 48,000, so I've donated 75% of my trading profits for the month to charity. So we'll see what we get here. But I did it because it's the anniversary month. So it's been 6 years since I wrote and published How to Day Trade. It's been 7 years since I started the first version of our day trading classes. But yeah, we've got 1 minute to the bell, and it looks a little slow today. So game plan for those of you guys, Warrior Pro students, we'll be sitting here hanging tight, waiting for Coinbase coin IPO, and we'll also be watching the high day Momo scanner, and we'll see if something pops up that looks obvious. Let's see, maybe something pops up and looks obvious. Maybe GALT, G-A-L-T. Yeah, maybe if it gets back above 3, UTME, daily setup. I don't disagree with you. I see that. It's the first daily candle to make a new high. You've got light volume on it, which is going to be continuing to present an issue. But this is a swing trade strategy. And the target is 10% when you do a swing trade. So like this, at least in my opinion. So if you were in at 60, your target would be 66, 67. So, but light volume. So it's a tricky one. It's a hard one to trust. But anyways, that's the game plan. We've got just a few seconds to the bell. I'll put up my disclaimer there. Again, as a reminder, in case you didn't already know, that day trading is risky. 20,000 shares of volume on UTME. So you've got light volume, and the halt going down is at 51.88. So let's watch our high day Momo scanners.